Lisa Marie. So I've been up already. So I wanted to see. I got up this morning. I got up this morning, so let's thank God, as they say out in Ghana all the time. Thank God, thank God. We thank God is what they say. Every time you ask somebody, how are they doing? How are you? And people say, Mehoye, Boboko, good. They say, we thank God. So we thank God. We thank the divine. We thank her in all of her many forms. And we thank her for today, this morning, for rising and for just giving thanks for life and joy and peace. It's early. I get up now early. The last 2 days I've been sleeping. So what I learned about, in my eye, I will say it's still, it doesn't hurt anything, but I think now I'm going for the overall healing of both eyes, as far as now I'm going for the perfect eyesight. But my eyes are healing. My eyes is doing great. My eye, every single day, I see more clearly. And it seems like I'm almost seeing clearer than I did before I had the infection. I don't know. It feels clearer, and it feels like more sight is coming. Yeah, just something's changing in a really good way. So I'm so thankful. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I appreciate all of it. I appreciate all of it. It's like I said, I don't know. I think it's like 7 a.m. here, and so I know it's way early in Ghana. I'm in West Africa, and I'm going through a fast. Like fasting is asking to come into my life in a real way. It's like an old school feeling of fasting. I could feel it. Last few days just didn't even feel like eating that much. Just really was happy eating, definitely raw, but I wouldn't call raw cook. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna call food, but just eating, drinking more water, feeling the need to, resting more when I'm actually tired, and just bowing down to that, like knowing that that doesn't mean something's wrong. And I remember when I came to Ghana for I've been here for 14, 15 months. And I remember I couldn't barely fast. I couldn't even fast a day or two. I would get extremely depleted of, felt like minerals, right, in my mind. But this is the first time that my body has naturally been wanting to just eat less. And I think it's because your body's working. When you have a part of yourself that is, parts of yourself that needs healing, everything goes to make sure that that gets it, if it's allowed to, if it's not working, overworking, digesting all this heavy foods and stuff. So, I understand fasting. But to me, fasting, I fasted a lot in my life. I feel like fasting, let it call you to it. Don't ever. I'm more, since I've gotten older, I realize fasting will call you, and you will be able to do it, and you will be ready, because it's supposed to be. Other than that, sometimes in the past, I believe, maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that I might have over fasted. And maybe not. Really, when you think about it. I mean, it's so divine that, no, that was it too. But I just feel natural call to be fasting. And but not trying. When I think of food, like if I think of a salad or anything, I don't even want it. But if I think of taking them same greens and putting them in a smoothie, then I automatically, that's the only way I could, my whole everything is turned to drink stuff. To the point physically I don't want to eat. Can't even imagine putting food in my stomach these days. So I like that. I like that. I like the breakdown. It took this, because once when I got an eye infection and it felt worse every day. No, it did, because it was hurting, red. Of course, you kind of lose food and all that. First of all, I couldn't even see enough to cut and chop my fruits and vegetables. I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even do it. So it's great. I'm telling you how there's a blessing come out of the no blessing that you can't see right now. Like, I need to tell somebody that today, because it shows up so much in my life. It looks like how my life is be looking is it will come in a form, a physical, it will get your physical attention. I think everybody is different. Some people need their lessons different ways, and apparently, but most humans, because we identify with our physicality, because we feel it. The universe gets our so some of us gets our attention by bringing us things that we cannot help but look at. Yeah. So things that we know we're supposed to do or not supposed to do, or things that not even that, things that we're trying. The universe to say, hey, you wanted something. I'm moving you to the next level. I got you. Here we are today. Come on and go. Come on and go. We're going to the next level. And when we resist, not even resist, don't adhere to the word of the divine inside of you, then we hesitate, and we will tend to manifest it. It'll tend to be manifested in another ways, and it could be an eye, it could be a what is it? What was a tooth infection? It could be an eye. It could be whatever that thing is for you to say, hey, I'm trying to move you to some places right now. Let's make the shift again. As many shifts as I had in my life, I always there is a transitional period. So to me, that means that no matter what, there's always, I feel like, in life, and I think that so we can remember and feel it, that we're going to physically go through, because we are in a physical body. So we are physical beings. We're beings, energy, that can inhabit things, places, bodies. So we're beings, but we're in a body. So we feel. And most of us get attention when something don't go right. Get a bad, what you call it could be anything, a diagnosis, infection, or it could be worse in some ways, or the feeling of being worse. But it gets you going. It gets you going though. That's just think about that. Like you just be like, oh, so you shut down, so you don't eat as much. So now, and you have to have somebody. You have to, depending on who you are. Sometimes a lot of us are, since I realize that that's what my role is in life. Like I'm a much of a giver. The traits of givers and things that givers have to be careful of, right? Is that I'm gonna say understanding that they want to receive too, not necessarily from the same places they give, but sometimes they do, especially if they're Leos. But that if they're not receiving, people are not receiving, it's because you're not allowing it to come in. It's not people are not giving. You're not allowing. If you give, and there's always an equality to our universe, right? Up, down, in, out, as above, so below, as within, so without. So then you know that everything around you is you. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, okay. Yeah, so I'm sitting here realizing that the body is the spirit, and the spirit is the mind, and it's all one. So if you need your eye or your leg or whatever you might be going through today, whatever trial you're going through today, if you need to know, that is something that you created so that you can sit down and look at something else deeper. Sometimes it's as deep as the universe is saying you need to go fast right now. I don't think the divine gives you the whole picture drawn out. You already did that. You already drew out the picture. The divine makes sure it's going in the right direction. The divine makes sure that you are getting to all the things that you experiencing before you get there, because that's what I feel like the divine wants for us to really. They so again, here we go again. But this is just this statement that enjoy the journey, that is really what you asked for. You asked for all those things on the journey. You wanted it that way because you need it. You want experiences and have fun and have joy. So you're always going to have fun in life if you follow spirit. To me, and so yeah, so I've been eating less since the eye thing with the fruit. Sometimes I will try to go to food, but I can't. I noticed that I can't eat the raw greens just in salads. My body does not feeling like a salad. And it's interesting, but this is still more of a rainy season, so in some ways there is a little coolness I feel, and I feel like I want to be warmer more. So, uh, but I'm working out, right? So we'll see how it goes. For the last few days, I think yesterday for sure, I did all raw and mostly fast, like just, and only ate when I was hungry, and then I slept. I took a day nap, y'all. I took a nap. I felt like crying. I took a straight, like it was a real sleep. It was like hours. I came home from the nail salon. I had some fruit. I made a nice little fruit salad. There's another thing I noticed, but it's Leo time too. I'm more drawn to the fruits this August, in this time, this season, since Leo came in. than I am to the vegetables. That's why I don't want to eat the vegetables. I want the vegetables. I just want to put them in a blender. So that I'm going to follow that. That I'll be doing smoothies, and yeah. And as far as vacation, I already talked. So I already talked to Manasseh, and I said, for those that don't know, I'm going away for the weekend with the man, y'all, with the man, and I'm excited. So yeah, and I said, you know what, I have to be raw. I mean, I would prefer to be raw. I just really been loving not eating that much. He's like, I got you, Queen. I support you, so you don't have to worry about eating. Like when I say raw, so when you eat out, they got so much fruit here. Yo. You got the woman that carries the cut watermelons already cut up. Got her every morning. Lots of those sisters. You can buy pulled pork. They'll cut it up for you and put it in a bag with a toothpick, darling. Okay, you could pineapple or fruits. That's how people make a living, selling chopped all the way. So I could easily do it. So I'm just gonna continue to naturally allow my body to naturally go. So like I said, I may go to Saucy Pot like I did a couple of days ago. Not to oh yeah, and I eat at the restaurant, but I'm still eating very healthy, clean, vegan foods. But I'm not even now having a taste for the cook. So we sometimes, your body is on a magnificent system. And I know it's magnificent because you put it on the system. You put it on the system. You did all the work, all the stuff you've learned, all the prayers, all the meditations, all the foods, all the yoga. You put it on a system. It knows what to do, and it knows how to change as you change. As an aging woman, it's different. It's different. You can't keep the same regimen in the same way. You cannot. And I don't know, people don't think so. Well, you're going to give me this example of this one or two women who are old and they're still lifting weights. All of us ain't going to feel like lifting weights after 50, and it might not be necessary. We might need to do more up on body strength too, but we might do better to do push-ups or sit-ups. I'm finding that as you get older, yes, your needs and your cares are different. I find in general, and me and my sister, we talk about this, that as I get older, my body, I want less. I can eat less. Like, I don't feel the need to eat a lot. That's in general for me, like, especially in Africa. Now, it could partly be because I'm getting so much nourishment from the sun. It could be I'm doing what I love, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I do think it actually is also because of the aging. Like, your body does not need all of that damn food. And when you old enough, maybe it's just wisdom purely. You know that. You just be like, oh, not a lot of food, no. And I love it because, like I said, I would have never known how little I eat until I met Manasseh. Everybody brings something to, and he mentioned, because he says, oh, I get, okay, that's how you stay young. You don't eat. And I was like, oh, no, I eat. Do I look like I'm not eating? I guess I don't eat a lot. But you would never know you don't eat a lot because you don't see, you only with yourself. So, so I thought that was real cool. Like, he said it once in a good way, but I, yeah, as I age, and every time for me when the birthdays come, my birthday is August 7th, I'll be 54. Every single time, I swear something come up, like my eye go out, or some sign to tell you, girl, you got another year on you, like, so, like, oh, you got I noticed it, like, I think when I started getting in my late 30s, like 37, I was like, oh, every birthday, but I don't want to say it because it's such a goddamn, I don't want it to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it is right now. And I'm trying to let that go. But, so that's something that I noticed was like, oh, so I'm 55 years old, 50. I had to come this morning because, first of all, I was feeling y'all. And second of all, I was feeling like, y'all, yeah, getting older is definitely the bomb diggity, actually. I think at this age, you should be able to do what you love, do what you want, do what makes you feel good, because you deserve it. You deserve that in your life at this point. You deserve to feel good. Hello. Let's just feel good. So, so yeah, y'all. So yeah, beautiful day, beautiful day. I mean, it's overcast and everything. I love Accra. I love Ghana so much, and the weather is one of the reasons why I love it. It's always great to me. I don't know. I don't see a lot of overcast days. I don't definitely don't feel like I see them for the whole day. Depending on where you are, the weather fluctuates anyway, and so Accra, good weather for me. I I'm very thankful. Like I really dig I cry. Like I know some people, oh I cry. Cries a lot. Even though I do need to get out. That's why we're going to the eastern region. You got to get nature. But Accra has it's a place that I remember hearing that word because at that point it was a word to me when I was younger. The word Accra. And I used to just think, oh my God, where is this place? What country is that? I mean, I was younger. I was like, is that Senegal? Is that? I want to go to that place, Accra. And I used to get it and put it all in the wrong place. Accra is in Ghana, West Africa. It's the capital city, right? But I just loved it. And I remember there was this poem that it was used to be in the back of the Essence magazines when I was a little girl from that era, y'all. And it would have poems in the back of the Essence magazine, beautiful, amazing poems by people now that are poets that have been black famous people or people that was sung but they became. And it was in the back of Essence, and it was called. I thought the poem was called "The Women of Accra," but it talked. I remember this poem, and in the poem, the brother is talking about the women of Accra, how the women of Accra moved through the streets and how their hips sway and they got the stuff on their head. So I wanted to come for that. Like I was like, where is this Accra? So it's interesting, Accra, just the name and that poem and that some things are everything is vibration. So you know that, and so you just can start connecting to your vibration. You know what I'm saying? And when you do it, it's beautiful. It's just straight beautiful. So Accra is definitely my vibration. It's something here. It's not. Don't. I mean, places call you. So some people might say, "Oh, don't go to Accra too fast," or it's just a city, or it's hell. Like the vibe is not even the building. Sometimes the vibe is just an energy that permeates and it's probably been here for a long time of our people. So it's a vibe. I would like to say, if you like the city vibe, I don't compare nothing to nothing anymore because everybody going through their own unique spiritual journey. So if you into a vibe that might fit yours, then I would say definitely try Accra. And you can still be nature girl, but you might still like Accra. So think of just be open, more open to Accra. So yeah, I love everything's a vibe for me. Even people. I mean, more than before, I care about the vibe to the point that if it's not there, I wouldn't probably push it further. Vibe is everything. I've learned that, and I think I learned that better here than anywhere else. Always. Now the vibe is very important to me. If it's not a good vibe, I'm not gonna pursue it or move forward towards it. I don't think I've ever done that, and I'm a Leo, and we are in Leo season. And I just I don't see if I wouldn't vibe with it, no. But I've seen where I've stopped vibing with something and continued to stay. Uh, when I think about my life, though, in all honesty, I'm that's not really me. That I've never really been that. The person you see is like now I think about it. My family would attest. I've always been. I don't stay in things I didn't like much. I think I'm born Leo, so I don't feel like I ever in my life stayed in some shit. I mean, like when I think about this from the core of who I was as a child, I always like kept fantasizing. I don't know that power of visualization. I do know this was a gift laid to me from my mom. I said we all on my mother's children got some metaphysical gift from her. Mine was the visualization. I could do it. It was like I'm the Leo with just the theater, the acting, being on stage. Like I can do it. So I uh, I always saw myself out, and I didn't know I was seeing myself out. I just really enjoy seeing. So that's a power for me. Like I need to, yeah. So I've never probably been that person who would stay into something that don't feel good, not for long, in a lot of ways. That was how I grew up, And then I got into a 10-year relationship. And then I was like, oh, wait. Now you gotta love yourself and know who you are too. So you always gotta love yourself and know who you are. And let me say this though, I'm telling you, things wasn't as bad as we thought it was. Nobody, I mean, some of us it was bad, and some of us it was really not. When you really think about that, why are we frozen in some past time? Like, we don't want to be frozen in some past time. Nobody want to do that anymore. Like, you don't. You like, why? But just, and really, I mean, really ask the question, why? Why would you want to? Why are you want to living in some past that really is so? It's over, and it wasn't really like that. I think about my 10-year marriage that is now, no, I'm divorced now, but I would say that it was the best thing that could have happened to me at that time, because I was more safe. With him, things were safe. I had a husband, and there were certain things. So I was doing less harm, using less things in my life that I could do harm with. Like, it was good that I didn't have a choice of lots of men. It was just good. It was just, it kept me safe, so I could work on myself. Because I really remember I did Queen of Food for 20 years, so I was into my second decade. And it was a spiritual still thing, so it kept me safe. I only had the one man. It was so different from my, okay, this guy didn't work out. The next one will be the one. So it was great. It was good. It was like, when I really think about it, like, I could have been doing something else to grow. Don't be mad at your experiences. You was gonna get an experience anyway. That was the one you had. Now stop. Let's just stop this. You wasn't gonna get away with not having an experience. That experience is good as any other one. Did you learn something? Did you grow? So it wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad. It was. It was what that, and that was good. Like, I love that stage in my life. Like, Leos talk in stages now because we like to be on them, but no. But I love that stage in life. Like, I do. I realize it's all just a stage. And now we enter in another one. It's just that I don't enter now kicking and screaming, and I do my best. Let me tell you what I'm working on in my life. Tell me what you're working on, 250 plus ladies, and everyone else that is watching. I'm working on enjoying the ride more and not overthinking everything and over planning and over pushing. No, like, that is, I could feel that, like, my birthday's coming, right? So I feel like when your birthday comes, this is for everybody. That is a time that you do start to say to yourself on some level, what things would I like to work on? That's what I say anyway. What things I want to work on? What things would I like to change? What things would I like to work on? And I do, and it's still like I move towards something. I mean, I don't really know I've been doing it all this time, but it's just something else. You go, you know what? I learned something about myself, being with myself and in myself for this long. So now, that's wisdom I get now. You don't know wisdom till you see it, and you don't know wisdom till you get it and have it. So I now realize that's like, oh, okay, there's some things. So for me, my things are always hopefully they're always inner. Other stuff is goals, but inner things. And mine is to stop trying to, not even stop trying to, don't even, yeah, stop trying to want to know all the other pieces. And I've been doing good. I'm not having even a problem with that, but I can see how I have, and I'm just sitting back, because sometimes in life I see for us, we got such a picture of what we want, or such a desperation, or some lack of some sort. So we're always trying to fill in the little pieces, so we'll never feel a discomfort. We'll never feel uncomfortable. So we fill up those pieces, And I think based on the picture that we want, and everybody, I feel like it's not. I don't want to say go with the flow because it seems wishy-washy, and I understand. No. I'm not gonna use that term because that's so not how I'm feeling. I feel like, yeah, it's a spiritual practice to allow. This is what you asked for. Just enjoy it. Don't put nothing else on. Just enjoy it. Just allow. As long as you feel good, you feel safe. You can almost see the half of the relationships that I feel like, especially I feel like the ones we were taught in the so-called Western world as black folks, as Africans, is not quite for us either. It, even our idea of romance or our idea of how long or how much of the time we get with the people. It's a whole nother way of thinking and even being in Africa to me to date because it's a whole community that you feel like you're dating on some level. You are in a lot of ways. It's so normal and so real and so it's such a complete life that you have the possibility of having if you could see it. And then still being valued for your uniqueness and difference as a foreigner. Like, I love it. I love it. I absolutely, it is way more fulfilling, but it makes you have to sit back more in a different kind of way and enjoy a different kind of vibe. And it's just I'm so here for it. Like I would say, this is challenge. Traveling is for everyone. It does. This is not just a young person thing, by the way, y'all. It's not just we just make travel a little differently when we get up in our 50s, and I think that that's good. But we should be getting out there. I like the traveling vibe, but I don't. I used to think I had to jump on a different plane, going to a different country, in order to get that feel, that feel, that itch scratched feel that so-called travelers have, right? But no, because the situation in the world, I'm sitting and I'm in one country, and this one country with all of the different ethnic groups could be 100 countries easily, and you realize you get to explore like that. So I'm getting all of those vibes right now. Like I'm getting going to a new place, going with somebody that I like and trust, hanging out with all the other people and meeting people and the laughter and the joy and I'm glad. Like this is why I like to travel. So you can travel right in your own country. You could, depending on your country though, because there's some places in the states I don't know if I would be like trying to travel all through the U.S. But at the same time, you should because you are in the states. Y'all, I don't know if I remember it. Like it feels so foreign to me. The states. Am I gonna be one of the people that come back and it's gonna be too weird? I don't know. Like somebody asked me when am I gonna visit back to the states. I said none. I don't, and I'm very serious. So I know people take it like I'm crazy, but I don't see for 5 years. Like I don't. 5 good years. I only been here one good year. I need to be here five. Five. I don't even want to go back in five, but I don't know in five what I'll do. Like, I just don't have any type of desire, but I know that I probably should. Unless I have to come back sooner, because maybe I have to. I don't really, I don't really have to come back soon. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. This place get up in your soul. Like I feel normal here, and I feel. I mean, I'm living. I mean, I didn't even realize how much. Like I'm living in a community instead of a place where the expats would live to feel protected. I'm I'm working in a serious community that's been around for a while, the art center in a sense, and my brothers and sisters are there. I'm dating a man in that community, and everybody knows, and the blessings are there. So I'm really living, loving, you know, working, all of that good stuff in a community. It's dope. It's dope. I like it. I like it. So I like it a lot. It's growing me up in a lot of ways. So I'm here for the journey. So yeah, a little more on this eye, but it's getting better. So anyway, good morning, ladies. Let me see. Oh, Blue Seven. Good morning, Lisa Marie. I know it's so early. Thank you. Good morning to you. Hope you ladies enjoyed. I just felt like getting on for a minute. I just like I said, I've been so meditative. It's like a natural calling. But for years I used to fast during my birthday, and I definitely got that. I think that was Queen of Four. It might have been Dr. Layla Africa first, but Queen of Four is where I learned how to that idea of fasting during your birthday and fasting during your sometimes it could be the entire birthday month or the entire in my case Leo season, but I definitely am feeling that in a natural way. And then the biggest thing too, when your body goes through transitions, another thing that probably is happening is that you've shifted. No, there's a great shift ahead. That's what I tend to feel. For me, I'm gonna say like there's a great shift ahead. There's gonna be a lot of manifestations, a lot of new life. Just call it new life, and so are you? So I'm getting you ready, and that's what I believe. Sometimes that a lot of times we go through this natural fast. It's a transition, and it's saying, "I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready." So you're getting ready for something great. You're getting ready for something good. This was somebody that's been through all these physical, okay, a lot of these physical things and seen it. You're getting something for something very greater. So a lot of people from all over the world, different parts of the world, have told me that they've been tired. So I feel like I need more sleep, and even during the day, I want to rest more. And then of course the weather is overcast. Um, but I think it's just the time. And then somebody in the States told me, somebody in England, I think told me. So people are feeling a little exhausted. And it could be a lot. I mean, this is the year that most people are getting back out again, and they haven't been in so long. They probably overdoing it out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Now, for me, I can't say that we didn't have the same effect. So I think it's just getting ready for the new, and the body's still healing too. And I take that. I take it. That's no problem. So I've been resting, y'all. I've been sleeping, resting, and I would love to just rest today too. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go to work. I mean, I'm gonna probably take a little nap, and then I'm gonna work. All right, ladies. I love you. I'll see you on the next video. Lisa Marie is checked in and accounted for. Love you. Peace and blessings.